a soldier story.
Mic check. Said I'm dodging the doubts, Mr. Robinson. Game of death versus Dawn of the Dead. Last house on the left, 1408. American gangster, he got game. Produced by a single.
Mike, it's certainly good to have an opportunity to sit down with you this evening, talk about something that's a passion to me. And one of them is, one of those things that impacted my life was my little league career playing sports. And part of that was with the CC Raiders. It was just a dynamic experience for me as a young kid growing up. And it shaped my life. And I'll eventually talk to you about the people involved with that, the main character in that whole role, Mr. Charles Gardner himself. A man who built so much character in young men to help us get where we are today. And I'll just give you a little bit about my background. Of course, grew up in Greenville, in the Green Line Spartanburg Street community. That's where I grew up. We eventually moved to Overbrook, which was a little bit larger community. But I always had connections to Nickeltown. My grandmother lived in Nickeltown. And I spent my summers in Nickeltown. And that's how I became aware of the CC Raiders. And I wanted to play football. I always played street football, sandlot football. Never played in the organized ball. We were probably about 8, 9 years old at the time. And just having an opportunity to be able to hang with guys like Jason Hill on the Scout Drive area. Jason introduced us to the CC Raiders. His dad, Farmer Hill, was a big influence on us. Many of us at the time, we were from single parent homes. And when you start looking at some of the father figures, you had the Furman Hills of your life, the Johnny Joneses that we had talked about earlier. Gentleman like Perry Harrison, who was a father figure, a good friend of mine, Derek Harrison. It's my day one. We grew up together. And I adopted his father as my father, because I didn't have a father. He gave me the correction, taught me how to play football. Gene Harrison, his brother, taught us how to play the game of football in Santa. But when we got to the organized point of playing football is when we got with the CC Raiders and Charles Gardner. And that man just really changed the trajectory of a lot of our lives. He don't realize how he impacted my life as a young boy. You look at the statistics today. A lot of us could end up in jail or not have the careers or the success that we have had we not had that CC Raider experience. My CC Raider experience has led me not only from Little League football, playing high school ball, to college athletics, to have an opportunity to graduate college, go to graduate school, getting a master's degree in human resources, bachelor's degree in business, graduated from DePaul University, Clemson University, Columbia University, in graduate school now, working on a master's of divinity. So all of those things have helped me even to my career. Once I graduated with my master's degree, I started in human resources, working for companies like R. Donnelly, Director of Human Resources for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals. Left there and opened up my own business, a professional placement and temporary staffing firm. Been doing it for 17 years and have added so much resource to my life and abilities to sustain my life. Became very successful in the staffing business. And I kind of credit that back to what diverted me from those things that could have been, that statistic of black men, young black men, so by third grade, we're going to start building jail cells for them. Charles Gardner saved a lot of us from jail cells, okay? That was a wonderful opportunity because it was going back to being unison, being a unified group. Coach Gardner would have, the Cowboys would get in their stands and then they raise up and they put. So we had the Raiders, but we put in the Cowboys look to it. So we were just uniform, and that goes back to the discipline that he had. I mean, if people stand on the sidelines, look at them guys, they're sharp. They got this stuff together. So you had this tall guy, number 72, and I go in the game, first thing, Ed Too Tall Jones, Ed Too. So they called me Too Tall, and I ended up with number 72 because I wasn't gonna play receiver at that time. And, of course, when I was in high school, that's what I became tight end and a wide receiver. But and of course played defense. But in Little League, I wanted to hit somebody. So I knew Ed Too Tall Jones like to hit folk. So I wanted to fashion myself out the edge to Charles Jones, and I wore number 72. And Coach Clyde was quite proud of that. Now, a lot of other guys were quite proud of that. But one of the things about playing football is the score. We score a lot of points. If Spanky didn't score 3 or 4 touchdowns per game, Jason Hill was quarterback at the time. Jason would hit Spanky, he would hit Mike, and I'm like, okay, I want to score a touchdown. All right. Everybody talking about how many touchdowns they scored at the end of the game, and I'm sitting there talking about how many people I hit. Well, nobody remembers how many people you hit and how hard you hit. They remember the touchdowns. So we walked to the game. We always had we didn't have transportation to the game. We had to walk to the game. So we walked to the game. It was one of those Tuesday nights. Where the Cleveland Park was absolutely packed. We had so many people there, and I would tell the story. We had more people on Tuesday night watching us play Little League football. And I think we were playing West Green for somebody who was playing, and I can't remember the team. But we would have more people at our game than Greenville High School would have in their stands on a Tuesday night than they would have on a Friday night. So I looked around, saw all these people out here, and I know Spanking them on the school that double touchdowns, moving when his number of touchdowns, he's gonna talk about, how many touchdowns he scored. So I said, I'm gonna score me a touchdown. Got the sideline, this is after passing the weight limit, and we talked about the weight limit in a minute too. So I told Coach God, I'm gonna score a touchdown tonight. And he just looked at me, had the old hat to the side. All right, there you go, going and play. So I had to figure this thing out. So I was watching the NFL. Houston always was my favorite team. Earl Campbell played, Tyler Rose. And I always wanted to run the ball like Earl Campbell. Wasn't nowhere near running back, but I was just impressed with Earl Campbell. So I was watching that game, and I watched the guy come down, the defensive lineman come down and strip the football from the guy going down the sideline. And I said, I can do that. I can do that. So that's what happened. I took that whole image in my head that I'm going to strip a player from the ball, and I'm going to score me a touchdown. Well, we got in probably about third down in that game. A guy came around the corner. He wasn't going nowhere. The defense already prepared to lock him down. So I just reached in and I snatched the ball. And I didn't know how to run a touchdown. Okay, I knew which way to go, but I didn't know how to run a touchdown. So I knew both sides when they always would duck down, when they hit in the hole. So that's what I did. I went down the sideline like a running back, all the way down the sideline until I got in the end zone. All I know is I was in the end zone. I looked at the referee, he threw his hands up, touchdown. The crowd going crazy, Coach Gardner going crazy, team going crazy. Mike and Spanky laughing, they were joking. Did you see how he went in? They joined me all the way up down the sideline. Did you see how he went in the end zone? But cause they done scored many touchdowns. But I'm gonna go down a big defensive line. And I'm bent down, running down the sideline. Nobody gonna touch me because I just literally stripped the ball and was in the end zone. So that's the famous touchdown story. And that was my